Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday. Welcome to another week of Exercise with Exos. My name is Jazzy, health fitness specialist with Exos at Autodesk. And I have a very fun workout planned for y'all today. So before I get started, my question for the day, I was trying to decide earlier what I wanted to ask. And I think I'm just going to go with what your favorite Thanksgiving tradition is. So we're 1 week out from Thanksgiving. Let me know what your favorite part about Thanksgiving is, what a tradition, maybe something silly you do with your fam or your friends. I know we always play football. We always do like a turkey bowl. So that's always like what we look forward to on Thanksgiving. Minus all, of course, all the food too. So anyways, let me know what your favorite Thanksgiving traditions are in the chat box, and I'll go ahead and get started explaining our workout for the day. So it's a lot. So bear with me here. It's going to be a lot to go through to demonstrate, but I'm going to go as quickly as I can. So today, if anyone wants to make a guess, you can make a guess of what we're going to spell. I'll give like 5 seconds. Okay, so today we are doing mashed potato. So, like I said, it's kind of a lot, but we're going to separate it up into 2 different sections. So, yes, Louise, football is definitely a good Thanksgiving tradition. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're doing mashed, okay? So we're going to do 3 rounds of mashed, 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest, and then we're going to switch over to potato, 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest, 3 times through, okay? So I'll just go through explaining the mashed part, and then after we finish that, I'll go very quickly go over what we'll do for potato, and then we'll do that, okay? So starting off with mashed, the M, we got marches, okay? So we're just going to stand up, and we're just going to march, getting those knees up as high as we can as we go through. So we're going to do marches for that. And then the A is going to be our A's. So we're going to be bent over. So we're going to hinge at the hips. And we are bringing our arms out to the side. So from the back, your arms are going to start here. You're coming out. You're going to make an A with your body and back down. So we're here squeezing through the armpit and back down. So that's the A. And then for the S, we're going to lay on the ground on our stomach. And we're going to do Superman. So we're going to be nice and flat. We want our forehead to be on the ground so our neck is going to be supported. And we're going to squeeze the glutes in the backs of our shoulders and lift up and then back down. So up, down. And then for the H, we're going to do a squat hold. So feet shoulder width apart. We're going to go down and hold the bottom of our squat. And then once the timer ends, then we'll move on. So just a squat hold for the H. And then for E, we're doing eccentric only push-ups. So we'll start in our push-up position. And you can do this regularly or from the knees. If we're from the knees, we want to make sure we have a straight line from the knees to the head. Hands are directly below the shoulders. And we're going to lower ourselves to the ground nice and slow and then get up however we need to. So we're only lowering ourselves down. We want to take about 3 seconds to do that. And then for the D in mashed, we're doing RDLs or Romanian deadlifts. So feet are going to be shoulder width apart, and we're hinging at the hips, pushing those hips back, keeping our core tight back nice and flat. We want to go until we start to feel the tension in our hamstrings, and then we're going to squeeze glutes and come back up. So we'll do that 3 times through, 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest. And then for potato, I'll just explain it really quick. So we're going to do a plank. So just a regular old plank here. So we're going to hold here for a plank. And then for the O, we're going to do overhead squats. So we're going to have our hands overhead and we're just going to squat down. So doing overhead squats here, just like that. And then for the T, we're going to get on the ground back to our plank position. We're going to do plank shoulder taps. So we're just going to tap each shoulder, 20 seconds. And then for the A, we're going to do an A hold. So instead of bringing our arms up each time, we're just going to hold in that A position bent over. So again, it's just going to look like this, squeezing through our armpit so we feel that in the back of our shoulder. And then for the second T, we're going to get on the ground and we're going to do toe touches. So we're on the ground, on our back, touching toes, just like that. And then finally, for the last O, we'll do overhead lunges. So hands overhead, alternating, stepping back, just like that. So, like I said, it's a lot, but Luis did, thank you, he put everything in the chat for us, so we have that all ready to go for us. So we're gonna go ahead and start with a quick warm-up, and then we'll get started with the circuit. So, starting off, we're gonna do the world's greatest stretch. So we're gonna come standing to the top of our mat here, and we're gonna gather one knee up into our hands. I can't take my right knee, pull it towards my chest, and then we're going to gradually step back into a reverse lunge. Hands are going to come on the inside of that front leg, and we're going to open up towards that front leg. So right now I'm opening up towards the left hand in the air, keeping that back leg nice and flat. Nice big deep breath. And on the exhale, we're going to place our hand on the outside of that front foot, push up into a hamstring stretch. So we want to try and get our head as close to our knee as we can here, feeling that stretch through the back of the leg. And then we're going to go ahead and bring that right foot next to left foot and stand on up. Wonderful. So now we're just going to do that on the other side. So same thing, gathering that left knee now, bringing it towards the chest, and stepping back into a reverse lunge, keeping that back leg nice and flat. We're going to open up towards that front leg. So now I'm opening up towards the right side here, gazing past the thumb of that top hand. Big deep breath. And on the exhale, place that hand on the outside of the right foot, pushing up into that hamstring stretch. Trying to get our face as close to our knee as we can. And we're going to bring the left foot next to the right foot and stand on up. All right, last part of the warm-up here, we're going to get down on the ground into a half kneeling position. And we're going to do the hip flexor hamstrings. We're going to do 2 on each side. So we're going to squeeze the glute of the knee that's on the ground. So my right knee's on the ground, squeezing the right glute, tucking the pelvis in, pushing those hips forward, raising your hand overhead, and rocking back into that hamstring stretch, pointing those toes into the air, stretching out all the way from the calf, all the way through the glutes. And one more back to hip flexor, tucking the pelvis, squeezing the glute of the knee that's on the ground, and reaching up overhead. Nice big deep breath into the belly, and exhaling and moving back to that hamstring stretch. And let's go ahead and move to the other side. So other knee on the ground, half kneeling. We're going to tuck our pelvis, squeeze the glute of the knee that's on the ground, push the hips forward, reaching up overhead. Nice big deep breath into the belly. And now we're going to rock back into that hamstring stretch. Toes pointed up, feeling that stretch all the way through the back of our leg. And one more, tucking the pelvis, squeezing the glute, reaching up overhead. And rocking back into that hamstring stretch. Wonderful. All right. I'm going to go ahead and get the timer ready. We're starting off at the top of MASH with our marches. 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest. We're going to go through this 3 times, okay? So I'll let you guys know what's coming up next. All right, starting off with marches in 3, 2, 1, and go. So we're marching along. We want to make sure we're using that core to bring our knees up, and our opposite arm is going to be coming up. So I want to hammer those arms down, punching off the ground. 3, 2, 1. All right, getting ready for our A's. So we got 10 seconds, and we're going to do those A's. We're going to be bent over, hinging at the hips. Going in 3, 2, 1. So we're bent over, squeezing through the armpit, coming back down. So we're making that A with our arms, squeezing as we bring our arms up. We want to feel this inner back in the backs of our shoulders here. Keeping that core nice and tight. Knees are staying bent. 3, 2, 1. All right, laying on the ground face down this time. So we're getting ready for Superman. So arms are going to be outstretched. 3, 2, 1. Squeezing the glutes, squeezing through the shoulders, lifting the arms and the legs. Try and keep that head on the ground to make sure the neck is staying supported here. 3, 2, 1. All right, up next, we're doing our squat hold. So we're going to hold at the bottom of our squat. 3, 2, 1. So we want to make sure feet are about shoulder width apart. Knees are past our second toe right now, and our whole foot is on the ground. So heel, big toe, little toe. That's where all of our weight is right now. Keeping that core tight so make sure our back is nice and flat. 3, 2, 1. Stand it on up. And we're back on the ground for our eccentric only push-up. So we're going to take about 3 seconds to get down to the ground. 3, 2, 1. So hands are under the shoulders. We're lowering ourselves nice and slow. And we're getting up however we need to. So if you would like to push yourself back up, feel free to do that if you need more of a challenge. But if we just want to work on that eccentric portion. Oh, sorry. Go ahead and take a rest. I was talking, wasn't looking at the timer. All right, last part is going to be our RDLs, or Romanian deadlifts. 3, 2, 1. Feet are shoulder width apart, hinging at the hips, squeezing the glutes, coming up. So we're pushing our hips back. We want to make sure that we're not feeling this in our low back. If we are, that means we're not pushing the hips far back enough. So really keeping everything nice and flat. 3, 2, 1. All right, starting back at the top with our marches, you guys. Well, this is flying by. All right, 3, 2, 1, and we are marching. We want to get those knees up as high as we can using that core and not the hip flexors here. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Arms are acting as hammers. So we're hammering into the ground, punching the ground away from us with our feet. 3, 2, 1. Take a little rest. We got our A's coming up next. So we're going to have our feet shoulder width apart. Hinging at the hips. 3, 2, 1. Arms are straight out in front of us, coming up like an A. So we're squeezing the backs of our shoulders, pulling up here. So from the back view, your arm should look like this at the top. Kind of like a Christmas tree a little bit, maybe. We're getting ahead of ourselves here. 3, 2, 1. All right, laying on the ground, face down, doing our Supermans. 3, 2, 1. So we're squeezing the shoulders, squeezing the glutes, lifting up as high as we can. Want to make sure we're controlling up and down here. We don't want to just slam our arms and our legs back into the ground. We're being nice and controlled here. 3, 2, 1. All right. Get ready for that squat hold. So we're holding at the bottom of our squat. 3, 2, 1. So I want to make sure, again, feet are about shoulder width apart. Heel, big toe, little toe. Pushing into the ground. All of our weight should be evenly distributed. Core is tight. Back is flat. 3, 2, 1. Standing on up. And we're going back onto the ground for our eccentric only push-ups. 3, 2, 1. So hands are directly under the shoulders. Slowly lowering ourselves onto the ground and getting up however we need to. So really important here to make sure that our hands and our elbows are staying nice and close. 3, 2, 1. All right, last part, our RDLs. We'll do one more round and then we're moving to potato. 3, 2, 1. Feet shoulder width apart, pushing those hips back, squeezing the glutes, coming up. Core is tight, low back is flat. Shoulder blades are pinched together like we're cracking an egg with our shoulders. We want one nice flat line from our head through to our glutes. 3, 2, 1. All right, one more round of mashed. Start at the top with our marches. 3, 2, 1. Remember, we're using that core, punching the ground away from us. Arms are acting like hammers. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Great job, everyone. Doing awesome. We got our A's coming up next. Hinging at the hips. 3, 2, 1. Bring those arms straight up and back down to that starting position. So we're squeezing through the armpit. You want to act as if you have something in between your arm and your body that you don't want to fall. So you got like some papers in there, squeezing that into your body. 3, 2, 1. And we're on the ground, on our bellies for Supermans. 3, 2, 1. Squeezing the glutes, making sure that we're controlling on the way up and on the way down. 3, 2, 1. All right. Squat hold. Last of the squat hold today. 3, 2, 1. Getting into the bottom of our squat. Feel it in those quads. Squeezing through the glutes. Our weight is through our whole foot, heel, big toe, little toe, evenly distributed. 3, 2, 1. Squeeze, stand up. Awesome. We got 2 more. We're moving to potato eccentric push-ups. 3, 2, 1. Lowering ourselves nice and slow. Getting up however you need. Keeping those elbows as close to the body as we can to make sure we're protecting those shoulder joints. Could never be too careful here. 3, 2, 1. All right. Last part, RDLs. And then we're starting with our plank arm raises. 3, 2, 1. Push the glutes back, squeezing, standing back up. Great job, you guys. Making sure we're keeping our backs nice and flat here. 3, 2, 1. All right, getting ready. We're going to hold our plank. Starting with the top of potato. 3, 2, 1. So we're squeezing our core. Hands are below the shoulders. Breathing into the belly here, keeping our core nice and tight. 3, 2, 1. All right, overhead squats are first, so arms be straight overhead. 3, 2, 1. If you need a little bit of a challenge here, you can go ahead and hold a water bottle or a weight, a book, something over your head, or you can do this body weight. We're squeezing the glutes, standing up.
With one hand or 2?
2 hands. And go ahead and take a rest, you guys.
Okay.
Yeah, Jess, so if you want to hold the dumbbell by the edges, you can hold that straight overhead if you would like. All right, 3, 2, 1. We're doing plank taps. So we're in the plank position, tapping each shoulder. We want to make sure our butt is down. Our hips are also facing down. So pretend like you have headlights on your hips. We're blind in the ground. 3, 2, 1. All right. Flipping on. Oh, wait, no, that's not next. We have A holds. 3, 2, 1. Hinging at the hips. Bringing those arms to our sides. And we're holding. So from the back, we should look like this. So our shoulder blades are pulled nice and tight, really making sure that those papers are not falling from under our armpits. 3, 2, 1. Now we're going on the ground for toe touches. So we're going to be on our back. Legs are straight up. 3, 2, 1. Touching our toes. If you have a weight here, you can hold that in your hand too, or you can do body weight like I am today. We want to make sure we're exhaling as we come up, not using momentum. 3, 2, 1. All right. And we have overhead lunges next. So arms gonna be straight above head. 3, 2, 1. We're reverse lunging, so we're stepping back here, keeping our weight. Our center of mass is going to be over that front leg, over the arch of our foot. Core is nice and tight, pushing the ground away from us. 3, 2, 1. All right, that is one round of potato. Starting at round 2 with our plank. 3, 2, 1. So we're holding the plank. We want to make sure our shoulder blades are nice and flat here. So we're pinching the shoulder blades together, cracking that egg. Core is tight. We're crushing an apple with our stomach. And our hips are nice and low. We want a flat line from head to heel. 3, 2, 1. All right, up next we got overhead squats. So hands are going to be overhead. 3, 2, 1. Feet are shoulder width apart. Knees tracking past the second toe. Shoulder blades, again, are cracking that egg. Squeezing the glutes as we stand up. 3, 2, 1. Wonderful. Up next, plank shoulder taps. We're getting down. 3, 2, 1. Shoulder blades are still pulled down and back. Hips are facing the ground, blinding the ground with our headlights. Want to make sure we're not opening up too much. Use that core to keep those hips stable. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Up next, we're holding that A position, bent over. 3, 2, 1. Push those hips back, squeezing our shoulder blades together, keeping those papers from falling in between our body and our arms. So we're crushing through the armpits, cracking that egg. 3, 2, 1. Awesome job, everyone. On our backs, we got toe touches. 3, 2, 1. So we're keeping those legs as straight as we can. Exhaling as we come up to touch our toes. Really using our core, making sure we're not using momentum here. 3, 2, 1. All right. And last thing, we got overhead lunges, and then we got one more round of this. 3, 2, 1. Hands overhead, alternating, stepping back with each leg, keeping our center of mass right above the arch of our foot, pushing the ground away from us. Heel, big toe, little toe, core is nice and tight. 3, 2, 1. All right, everyone. Last round. You guys are doing awesome. Starting off with our planks. 3, 2, 1. Core is tight. Shoulder blades are pinned down and back. Make sure the hands are directly below the shoulders. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. All right. Standing up, overhead squats. Hands overhead. 3, 2, 1. Squatting down. Knees tracking past our second toe. Squeezing the glutes. Coming back up. You want to make sure that our back is nice and flat. Squeezing those shoulder blades. Squeezing our core. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Back on the ground. Plank shoulder taps. 3, 2, 1. Core is tight. Back is flat. Hips facing the ground. Want to make sure our core is engaged here to make sure our hips are not swaying. 3, 2, 1. Okay, up next, bent over A holds. 3, 2, 1. Push those glutes back. Squeezing our shoulder blades, squeezing our armpits. Making sure that we're pretending we got something right under our armpit. We're walking with some papers under our arms. Don't let those and them fall. 3, 2, 1. All right, on our backs, we got toe taps, and then we got lunges, and then we're gonna cool down. 3, 2, 1. Touching our toes, squeezing through the core. Make sure we're not using momentum. Exhaling as we come up. Great job, everyone. 3, 2, 1. All right, last thing. Overhead lunges, holding our hands above head. 3, 2, 1. Alternating, stepping back, pushing the ground away from us. Heel, big toe, little toe. Shoulder blades are squeezed. 3, 2, 1. And that will end our circuits. We made it through mashed potato. Woo, woo. We're going to go ahead and make our way onto the ground for our cool down. We're going to go ahead and go on our hands and our knees here today. And we're going to start with some child's pose. We're going to take our knees a little bit wider than hip width. And we're going to sink our glutes back and bring our forehead, chin, or cheek to the ground. Arms out in front of us. We're going to take a nice big deep breath into the belly here. And exhale through the mouth nice and slowly. So we're going to open our hips up here. And also bring our heart rate down. So calming the body down here. Also getting a nice stretch. And we're going to go ahead and take one more big inhale. And a nice, long, slow exhale. And we're going to go ahead and make our way to either seated or standing. And that will conclude today's exercise with Exos. Thank you all so much for coming today. I love to see you all in here. Great job. Jet, that was class number 2 for you today.
I'm a mess. I look like I was taken through it.
You did awesome. Great job.
Thank you so much, Jazzy.
Yeah, love it. Love to see you all in here. Don't forget, we do have one more stretch break today with Luis at 2:30. So if you're sore from today's workout, come join us later. He always tailors the afternoon stretch break to us. Don't forget to sign up for our step challenge we have happening. Starts on the 30th of November. Super excited for it. So don't forget to sign up for that on SharePoint. But thank you all for coming. I hope everyone enjoys the rest of Thursday. Everyone have a great Thanksgiving. There's no class next Thursday or Friday. So yeah, so everyone have a very happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
And I'll see you guys on the first Thursday of December.
Okay.
For our holiday themed workouts.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Great job, everyone.